Hey, good morning, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for taking some time and joining us on this journey. And I am super, super excited talking about how to live a life without excuses, right? And and positioning ourselves where the things that we desire, the things that we are pursuing, the things that we have aspirations for, man, we can accomplish those things. But understand this, that accomplishing those things requires us to have a mindset that um, we're going to live a life without excuses.
We're gonna live our life without excuses. We're gonna do the work, man. We are going to do the work to have the level of success that we want to have in our life. And let me start out by telling you, some of you may be familiar with this, and that is the story about the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree, very amazing plant. So you plant the seed and you water it, right? You plant the seed, you water it, and you water it, and you water it, and then you go out and you check the ground, you check the soil, nothing happens. But you still continue to water it, and you water it, and you water it, and you water it. Now, this process can go on for several years before any sign of growth. Chinese bamboo tree. And somewhere around year 3, maybe 4, some cases as high as maybe year 5, the Chinese bamboo tree breaks through the ground and it grows upwards. And within a few months, the Chinese bamboo tree grows to heights of 70, 80, 90 feet. So let me ask you a question. When did the Chinese bamboo tree first started to grow? When did it happen? The minute that you planted the seed and you watered it. That's when the Chinese bamboo started to grow. So when will your success grow? Your success will grow the minute that you have a motivation to do something beyond what you are currently experiencing. Recently, I've been having conversations with people. You know how people say you got to have a plan A, right? You have a plan A, and then you'll have a plan B, right? You have the plan A. You know, you work your 9 to 5. That's your plan A. And if it, I mean, you got plan A, what you want to desire and dream. You do that, and if this doesn't work out, you got to have this plan B in place. Like, for example, if people are going to school and they want to be athletes, they want to play professional sports, right? And so go to school, get that degree, and that degree, that vocation, that's your plan B, just in case things doesn't work out as a professional athlete, right? So just in case you don't make it onto the NFL, you don't make it into the NBA, you don't make it into soccer, you don't, whatever it is that you're pursuing. So the mindset is that I'm going to approach my dream, but just in case it doesn't work, I got this thing. And I've been examining that. And so what I had discovered is that if that is my motive, that's my process, that's my thinking, then I've already set up in a platform, an environment, a subconscious thought, a motive, a reason that says if it doesn't work, I got this. If it doesn't work, I have this fallback on. If it doesn't work, at least I have a degree. Now listen, don't send me the hate emails. Don't don't do any of this. My job is to provide aid to any level of motivation that you already have. That's my job. My job is to provide assistance to you. That's my job. That's what this podcast is all about. Motivate podcast. That's what it's all about. And so what I'm saying is I'm seeing people who are passionate, right? And they're moving towards stuff, but they got this something running. I call it a program. They got a program running in the back of their mind that says, if this doesn't work, then I have a backup. Right? And then when the plan A doesn't work and I'm working the backup, that opens the door for people to begin to accept the reason why it didn't work. They begin to accept excuses. So what would happen if we decided to eliminate excuses? Right? What would happen if we lived a life free from fear? What if we could love free from disappointment? What if we could forgive free from weight? What if we can engage and live life without the burden of disappointment? Now, you can't avoid disappointment, because if you're on this planet and you live long enough, friend, guess what? Disappointment is part of the process. So disappointment is going to happen. But I'm like, why? I'm asking myself, why? I'm talking to people. Why aren't people having the level of success that they want to have? Why isn't it happening? Why can't we have the life that we want to live? I was watching I'm into real estate, and I was watching this guy. He's doing real estate investment, and he's sharing information on how he created his millions, right? And so he shows he shows a $300,000 vehicle, and I forget what kind of car it was. I think it was a Bentley, right? It's a Bentley. It's nice. It was nice. It was a Bentley, $300,000, parked next to a 27 unit apartment building. And he was telling people, he said, listen, he said, don't buy the Bentley before you buy the apartment unit. So he said, listen, the Bentley's $300,000. He bought the 27 unit apartment building for $350,000. Now, it was a total rehab. It was a total rehab. It fire damage and all that. He got it for $350,000. He put $1.2 million into it, and it now currently has a market value of $5 million. He's sitting on top of $3.2 million equity. What's the point, Rich? I'm glad you're asked. So most of us would look at the $300,000 Bentley and say, yo, I have arrived. I can afford this Bentley, and make the investment into a depreciating asset. Now, all of this is connected. Just hang in there, because we're going to have multiple conversations. I'm going to invite people on to have these conversations. I'm going to invite other people, get your perspective. We're going to have conversations on how do we live a life without excuses. How do we do it, man? I mean, so that's my heart. That's where I'm going. That's how we're going to accomplish this. That's how I believe that there are people right now who are listening to this, who will see this at some point later. I believe this is for them. Understand this, friend. You can either have excuses or results, but you can't have both. I read a quote by Joan Welch. Joan Welch, she said that if you're coasting in life, people who coast in life will eventually stop or start rolling downhill. Think about that. If your car is coasting along the highway, along the street, it's losing its momentum, right? It's losing its forward movement, and it's slowing down. Eventually, it's going to stop. Or if you're going uphill and coasting and you're losing your momentum, eventually it's going to start going back downhill. She said, you're coasting in life. Listen, let's not coast in life. Let's wake up every morning with purpose. Let's wake up every morning and say, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to live my life without excuses. Right. And so I'm committed. I'm committed to helping you put it all together. I am committed. I'm going to be giving free content. We're going to have monthly dialogues. Then we're launching a podcast, and this will be part of it. We're launching the podcast on Motivate because I am passionate about providing critical assistance to what is important to you. But I'm telling you, friend, today you have got to live your life. You have got to begin the mindset of I'm going to live my life without excuses. I am going to live my life without excuses. I'm going to live my life without excuses because you're either moving forward or you're moving backwards, right? You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. You're either making excuses or you're making progress, right? You're either making an excuse or progress. Understand this, that people with integrity do what they say they're going to do. Others have excuses. People with integrity, they do what they say they're going to do, right? And other people make excuses. I'm telling you, I'm launching a campaign, hashtag no more excuses. I can't have, Rich, you don't understand my challenge. You don't understand the environment. You don't understand what I've been born in. You don't understand. I get it. I do get it. I get it. I understand. I really do understand. But I am committed to providing assistance. We're going to have some tough conversations, man. We're going to have some tough conversations. And one of the things we're going to have a tough conversation about is, what do you believe? What's your belief system? Right? Someone told me years ago, Rich, you got some BS that you need to take care of. I'm like, BS? Yo, you are you low-key swearing, cussing at me? No, he said, your belief system. And I had to examine my belief system. Why do I believe what I believe about finances? Why do I believe what I believe about my health? Why do I believe what I believe about my relationships? Why do I believe what I believe about my faith? Right? So you got to take a look at your belief system. Right? You gotta examine that, man. You have to say, why do I believe what I believe, and be willing to do a deep dive into that. When you and I make a decision to live a life without excuses, we understand that living a life without excuses means that I am going to do what I decide to do. I'm going to do it, man. I'm not going to flake out. I'm not going to I'm not going to flake out, right? Because I personally believe that believing that you can do something is more profitable than believing that you can't do something. So you got to start thinking long term and work on your business and work in your business. You got to start thinking long term to work on your life and work in your life. You got to start thinking long term to work on your health and work in your health. You got to start thinking long term about whatever it is. Because listen, friend, the whole goal is today is we want to at least begin the mindset that I'm going to eliminate the excuses. There are over 300 million people in the U.S., and you know what? There are potentially 300 million reasons why people shouldn't succeed. The reality is we don't have one excuse. We do not have one excuse. You can't have any reservations, right? Right? You have to move forward. That's what I said earlier about eliminating the fear of loving others. Eliminate the weight, the burden of living a life of not forgiving people. Listen, I forgive people not because they need it, but because I need it. Unforgiveness, this is real talk, friend. This is real talk. Unforgiveness is a weight. It's an anchor. It's a weight. It's an anchor. Unforgiveness in relationships is like holding a knife and bringing it slowly into your own body. And so we want to live a life without, and I understand that, when I make statements like that, it's going to make you a little uncomfortable, makes people a little uncomfortable. Guess what? Hello, that's what I do. That's what I do. Make people uncomfortable. I don't do it because, um, hey, I'm here. I want to make you uncomfortable. That's not what my motive, my goal is. But as a result of what I do, people are uncomfortable. So we want to examine, take a look at this. You got to make no reservations, man. No reservations. No reservations. Did you hear what I said? I said no reservation, friend. What was a movie called The Help? There was a movie I watched called The Help, and I can't remember the actress name. She's talking to a young lady, a little girl, and she said, "You is kind, you is smart, you is important." Guess what, friend? You are kind, you are smart, you are important. Let me just say this. Your self-talk is powerful. Your self-talk. The story was told of a parents that had a young lady born. They looked down at the young lady and they cooed her and they rocked her back and forth. They said to the young lady, "You're the most ugly person I've ever met in my life." It's a baby. Baby less than 30 minutes born into this world. The parents looked down at the baby and said, "You're the ugliest thing I've ever met, ever seen." Parents said that to the child every single day. Every single day the child was told she was ugly. Every single day she was told she was ugly. Every single day, 24 hours in a day, right? 365 days in a year. The parents spoke that over the young lady. You're ugly. But it didn't faze her until she got around the age of 10. Her parents, on that 3,650th time, they said, "You are ugly." And then the young lady, she believed it. The minute that she believed that she was ugly, those words impacted her life. That's why I said your belief system. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. I am 110% committed to your success. That's why we're calling the podcast Motivate. We want to provide aid. We want to provide assistance to your success. Motivate. That's what we want to do. So, reservations, and then you're going to make a commitment. You don't have to make a commitment to everything, but make a commitment to something. I'm not asking you to make a commitment to everything that you heard today, but I'm asking you to make a commitment to something. Make a commitment to something. You don't try success. You don't try to lose weight. You don't try to create passive income. You don't try to invest. You don't try. You do. Those that are Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I've probably seen almost every Star Wars movie. Since the early '70s when Star Wars first came out. I don't know if that makes me one of those. I don't know. But my man Yoda. How many know who Yoda is? The little short green dude with the big ears. He was training young Luke Skywalker on how to use his ability. And in this particular scene, I don't remember which one it was. Young Luke Skywalker was being tutored in how to use the Force, and he's trying to lift up an X-wing fighter jet plane, right? And it comes up a little bit out the water, and it falls back down. and young Luke Skywalker is disappointed. And Master Yoda gives these words of wisdom. He said, do or don't do. There is no try. How about that? You like that? You like that? You either do it or you don't do it. There's no try. You don't try to be successful, friend. You are successful. Understand this about success. Understand this about success. Success starts within. Success starts within. See, success isn't when I get to a certain level, I get accolades, I get my income at a certain level, I have these beautiful relationships, I'm married to my dream wife or dream husband or partner, whatever. No. You understand this? Success is a belief system. I believe I'm successful. Because I believe I'm successful, therefore, successful opportunities have no choice but to come into my life. I am a success magnet. Say that. Say, I am a success magnet. Now, you didn't say it like you mean it. Type it, chat, type it in the comment section below. Say, I am a success magnet. I am a success magnet, right? So that's success starts inside. Success starts inside. Success starts inside. It is internal. It is a mindset. It's a value, right? It's a value. So you don't try success, you do success, right? You don't try to be successful, you program your thinking, right? You program your thinking. I love the way we think. I study the wiring of the mind and the plasticity of the mind and how we think and how these neural entanglement of thoughts and how it all comes to. I love it. I am a fan of it, and I love the idea. I love the fact that we can wire our mind for a shift in our thinking. We set that up, right? We set this up. We wire our mind through a process of programming, thinking, feeling, action, results. Programming, thinking, feeling, actions, results. It's a PTFAR, 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 programming, thinking, feeling, actions, results. We are going to wire our mind for success because the goal is we're going to live our life without excuses. We're taking excuses off the table. We are taking excuses off the table. We are wiring our mind. We are wiring our mind. We are wiring our mind. Programming is a process of creating a set of instructions that tell the mind how to perform a task and think. Programming, the process of creating a set of instructions that tell the mind how to perform a task and think. So, what are you currently thinking? Mental health experts, psychologists said that on average, we think anywhere from 50 to 70 or more thousand thoughts a day. Let's use a smaller number 50,000 thoughts a day. And it is believed that 90% of those thoughts are automatic. So we have some 40 or so thousand thoughts going through our minds, right? 40 plus thousand thoughts going through our mind automatically. So that means that a very small percentage of the thoughts that we have control and we're choosing. I mean, just think of throughout the day, the number of thoughts that pop into your head, off and on, things from the past, things from the present, things from the future, things from the past, things from the present, things from the future, things from the past, things from the, right? It's constantly going through our mind. And so what I'm doing now is I'm saying, hold on, wait a minute, let me put some thinking in it. I am now literally choosing the thoughts. Some thoughts that enter my mind is not for me. Some thoughts. Like I work in Washington, D.C. I work in the northern eastern part of Washington, D.C. I work for the D.C. government, Project Empowerment. I'm a workforce specialist in D.C. government. And I'm driving to work sometimes. And sometimes, listen, let me just take a sip because I need it. Sometimes there are aggressive drivers. I know you're shocked to hear that there are aggressive drivers in the northeastern part of the District of Columbia. And I mean, it's aggressive at times. I'm in rush hour traffic. Things are happening. People blowing the horn. You get cussed out. Whatever. Doesn't happen all the time. Not all drivers are like that. So I'm not saying all DC drivers. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there are a few drivers, right? And so there may be a thought that pop in my mind about what that driver just said or did, especially if they're flipping me a finger. Right? And I don't mean the thumbs up finger. There's a thought that enters my mind about what that person just did. And guess what? That thought, if it isn't about blessing them, if it isn't about helping them, if it isn't about adding value to their life, then that thought isn't for me, and I dismiss it. That thought is not for me, and I dismiss it. Right? So we can choose. Like the interruption just came in. Oh, that's not for me. That is not for me. So we get to choose the thoughts. We get to choose what we're doing. We choose the direction that we're going, and we make differences. We make those differences. And so I'm just really I'm really excited with this opportunity, man, and where we're going and how we're going to get there, and the impact that we're going to have on the people that we're close with. So you got to tell yourself what to think is what I'm telling you. You got to tell yourself what to think. You have to tell yourself what to think. Understand this, that what's currently in my life reflects what's in my mind. Whatever's in my life right now is a result of what's in my mind. I can tell what's in my soul by what's in my environment. I can tell what's in my soul by what's in my environment. So this is the journey that I'm launching on, man. We are going to live a life without excuses. We are going to live a life without excuses, right? There are only two options: make progress, or we can make excuses. If it's important to you, guess what? You'll find a way to get it done. If not, you'll find an excuse, right? And so let's go on this, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's have the type of success that we desire. Let's live the life that we want to live. Let's put it on 100%. Let's put it on 110%. Let's go, man. Let's go. So I thank you everyone for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I enjoy our conversation. I enjoy this journey that we are on together. I am super, super, super excited with where we're going. Let's stay on this journey, man. Let's stay on it together. I'm Rich Williams, Motivate. Remember, friend, believing that you can is way more profitable than believing that you can't. And I'll see you.